MG Motor or Morris Garages has made smart moves in the past 1 year. They have successfully managed to create a lot of positive vibes for the Hector, and needless to say, we were more than eager to get our hands on it. And what better location than the green estates and fabulous views of Kunnur in Tamil Nadu. The Hector competes in a segment that offers different styling options, from the bold and muscular Tata Harrier to the old school Jeep Compass. This one though manages to create its own identity, and that's largely got to do with the front and the rear design theme. We have to agree here, the Hector does look very striking and ends up getting more attention than what we bargained for. The sharp LED DRLs are fast becoming a norm among SUVs, and no, just because the Harrier and Venue got launched here first does not mean MG ended up copying the design. The Hector has been on sale under various names in the international markets for a while now. The DRLs or the daytime running lights are stacked on either side of the huge grille that gets chrome surround, something we Indians seem to love a lot. The main headlamps are positioned lower in the bumper, and so are the fog lamps. Do note, the Hector gets complete LED treatment all around, including at the rear. The side profile is not that interesting though. The alloy wheels look good but could do with a larger size. The shoulder line runs flat and does not rise towards the rear, but that has a positive angle as far as cabin is concerned, but more on this later. The rear is what gets us interested. During the convoy drive, we had ample opportunities to drive behind other Hectors, and it does look premium. The horizontal red glass insert connects both the tail lamps and looks fabulous. The lamps on both the sides also get a very Germanish kind of indicators, and they look oh so cool. The bumper is another element here that needs our attention. In terms of road presence then, the Hector does not have to try too hard. The interiors, in 2 words, are spacious and comfortable. The model you see here is the top-end one and comes with overly black interiors and upmarket quality levels. One area where MG has again made sure customers feel pampered. At the same time, practicality has not been ignored. And then the bling elements like these. You can change the colors as per your mood or open this for a wind in the hair experience. Touch and feel of buttons too is nice, and you do get fast charging at both front and rear. And a cool glove box for Indian conditions. As we said, the cabin is really spacious and has an airy feel to it. Helping things here are the doors that open up wide. And then the much talked about screen that's larger than a tablet's. It is paired to an Infinity system with class-leading audio quality levels. The iSmart and Internet Insight terms have been spoken about a lot, and they did impress us. From the phone app that tells you and allows you to control a million things about the car, including starting the aircon before sitting inside, the interface also has the display for the 360-degree camera. Both the front seats are generous, comfortable, and get power functions. At the rear, you have class-leading space too. Top marks here. Hybrid. That's one word that is fast gaining popularity in the Indian car market. An increasing number of manufacturers are lining up their own versions of hybrids for the Indian market, but MG gets a first mover advantage in the mass segment. The petrol Hector gets a 48-volt hybrid option that helps aid the powertrain with up to 20 Nm of extra torque while increasing the fuel economy by 12% and lowering emissions by 11%. Unfortunately, the hybrid model does not get an optional DCT or a dual clutch auto transmission that the non-hybrid petrol gets. Nevertheless, our stint with the vehicle proved how good it was to drive on both state highways and uphill twisties leading to the tea estates. The 1.5-litre turbocharged petrol motor is good for an impressive 143 PS of peak power and a torque of 250 Newton meters. If you're looking for immediate thrills, the engine will disappoint you. Instead, the linear power delivery and lack of turbo lag are what will be appreciated by most owners. Don't get us wrong here. Pedal to metal, the engine does respond and rev hard before hitting the limiter at just under 6000 rpm. In the process, it does 49 in the first gear and 85 in the second. A small capacity turbo engine is prone to lack of punch under 1500 rpm, but this is where Hector's motor keeps you happy. Pottering around in traffic and closing in on gaps is easy, and out on open roads at an indicated 80 kmph, the motor literally sleeps at just 1750 rpm. The 6-speed manual gearbox does aid efficiency on highways and is also a joy to use in terms of shift quality and a light clutch. The certified economy for the petrol hybrid stands at almost 16 kmpl, which is as good as a diesel XV500. The diesel Hector comes with a tried and tested 2-litre motor that is sourced from the FCA group. We have seen this motor in the Compass and the Harrier, and in the Hector it puts out 170 PS of power and 350 Newton meters of torque. We are a big fan of diesel engines, and this one did send us back with good memories. The torque flow, for example, is linear and there is no sudden rush of power coming in. And when you want to get going fast, the power comes to the rescue, allowing you to go faster than expected. The Diesel 2 gets a 6-speed manual gearbox, no automatic as of now, and the tall 6th gear allows the engine to spin at just 1500 rpm at an indicated 80 kmph. But what impressed us was the engine's tractability nature in city traffic. There is ample dose of torque low down in the rev range, and part throttle response is impressive. That said, while we loved the hybrid's gearshift quality, the diesel one didn't have the same smoothness levels. There is a rough edge to it, and even the clutch is on the heavier side for our liking. But it's a small payoff for an otherwise great motor. Another area where MG Motor seems to have perfected the games is the NVH, or the noise, vibration, harshness levels. A lot of effort has gone into sound absorbing and vibration dampening materials, and this ensures the cabin remains a peaceful place to be. Yes, the diesel clatter filters into the cabin, but without the vibes attached. And when you rev hard, the steering, floorboard and the gear lever remain free from jerks. The MG Hector aims to target consumers who will end up using the vehicle for both city runs and weekend trips. Happy to report that in this scenario, the Hector earns brownie points as far as comfort goes. The 17-inch alloy wheels have ample sidewalls, and the suspension is clearly geared towards keeping occupants cozy and happy and not cater to an enthusiast. Broken roads are dismissed off well, and even riding over speed breakers at good speeds does not throw you around much. Going up to Kannur and then back down to Coimbatore gave us a lot of time to understand the Hector. It does have body roll, but that's well controlled. Get used to the size and the weight and you can chew up miles rapidly. It's just that you need to be extra careful with the steering inputs. We are impressed with the Hector. There you go, we said it. For a buyer upgrading from a compact SUV or a small sedan, the Hector does tick a lot of right boxes. Turning heads is not a problem. The cabin is super spacious with decently good quality of materials. The feature list is endless and it drives in a rather comfortable manner. While we do agree the lack of an automatic with both the petrol non-hybrid and the diesel engine will be a deal breaker for some, for most consumers, MG seems to have done their homework right. Now pricing will be announced in a few days' time and deliveries will start by the end of this month. Can MG position this neck to neck with the Harrier? We think so. Watch this space for more.